Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn them notifications on. We are back today and we are picking the grass up today. This is the video that follows on from the raking video, which went up whenever. Today, a little bit of information. We've got 3 trailers lugging in today. Jake's come with his Sammy tractor, which he's actually done up over the last 12 months. And he's also got our old little single axle trailer that we used to lug with years ago. So he's lugging with that. I'm lugging with my Case JXU tractor and the Griffiths trailer behind. And then Richard's on the Ford 7740 with the Dragon trailer behind that. Also, we've got the Case Puma on the forage harvester, which is a Pottinger X6 for anyone who wanted to know. And our JCB is doing the pit. So we've got quite a few people on the operation today. And we're right next to the house. So we don't really need 3 trailers, but it just steadies the job up, gives me a little bit of time to film. As the day progresses, we will be getting a little bit further away from the house, and then obviously tomorrow we will be quite a bit further away. So the plan for today is to pick up everything that I raked up in yesterday's video, or whenever that was. It was yesterday when I did it, but whether it was yesterday's video or not, I don't know. So there's probably about 20 acres to pick up today, which isn't an awful lot. We should easily do that by milking time. Then after that, Mark's going to go and finish off mowing on our top ground, and I'm going to rake up everything that he mowed yesterday, and then that'll give us enough to go on with tomorrow. So let's get some shots of these trailers being filled and the pit being done and whatever else. across this second field nicely now. I think the plan actually is I'm gonna go off, shoot off and do a bit of raking in a minute. So Jake's probably gonna jump on my tractor and lug a few loads with the bigger trailer, and hopefully I can keep enough in front of the forage harvester then until milking time. After that, Mark will go off mowing, do the other ground. I, myself, will carry on raking. It's gonna be a late one. So there's me done on the log in front for a bit. Jake's gonna jump on this one, but I am back now on the raking jobs. I didn't come down here first thing this morning to rake this because this was only mowed about this time yesterday, and we like to give it 24 hours wilt on one side without rowing it up. Weather as it is today, it's going to take a little bit longer for it to wilt, but if we just have a look at the top of that grass there, it looks a lot drier, whereas underneath it's a lot wetter. One advantage this year is we haven't had any rain for ages. This grass is actually very dry when it's being mowed, so it doesn't really require the time in the swaths that it would on another year where it's a little bit wetter. So hop on here and get some grass raked up. On the rake again now, and we're on one of the two hills where we've got silage ground this year. These fields are always in our crop rotations, and just look at the gorgeous view that you get from on the top of this ground. So just over there, we're looking over in the horizon is Shrewsbury. My favourite time is to be working up here when it drops dark, because you just see the sea of streetlights down there, and it's just ever so peaceful up here. Just look at that view. So I've got a few more hours of raking to do this evening. I'm going to finish this field we're on now. Then I've got the field next to us, which is a 9-acre field. This one's 6. I've been up here since 6:30. It's now 10 to 8. So we should be finished around like 10 o'clock. And then I've got another field on our ground that we rent over the top, which I will go and rake up, but that's only about 5 or 6 acres, so that one won't take too long. So we've picked all of the silage ground up down at the house. Today we've picked up a total of 28 acres down there. Now we were a little bit later finishing because we had a breakdown, which we had about 4 o'clock I think. The bearing housing on the end of the feed roller on the pickup reel on the forage harvester decided that the pins had come loose and they just sheared off, and yeah, basically the feed roller wasn't working properly. So we got that up. I went and milked, and then the other guys sorted the forage harvester out. By the time I finished milking, we were back up and running, and then I come up here to do this raking. So tomorrow we'll be lugging off of these fields up here. So we'll have the 3 tractors and trailers going again tomorrow. It went really well earlier actually, and I probably should have gone raking a little, well I said I should have gone raking a little bit earlier. But the foraging hasn't caught me up yet, so it doesn't really matter. It just makes it a little bit more of a steadier job having the 3 trailers, and I don't mind. It gives me a bit of time to get out with the camera and set up about the place. So that is all for today. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. Start of day 2 now on the picking up front. I'm back on the JXU with the Griffiths trailer. We're just heading up now to the hills. Go and start picking up. There's Mark heading down the lane with the forager. So let's get on up there.
Running to the bottom.
Flying through it now. We've done the field there next to us this morning. Now we're just on the second hill. So we've still got 3 trailers going. Jake had a bit of trouble with his tractor this morning. It blew a tyre out, but they've got that sorted now, so we're back up and running with the 3 trailers. on to the last field now. It's currently the third day of silage, and we've already picked one field up this morning. Just on to the last one now. We're just going around the outside, so we should be finished on here within a couple of hours. This is quite a long haul as such from these fields up here. It's quite a long way back to the farm in comparison to our other fields, so it takes a little bit longer to get back to the field with the trailers, but it's not too bad. The crops aren't as good as they usually are, if I'm perfectly honest, and that's mainly due to the wet winter we've just had. It's made the grass a lot harder to get going, and it's struggled a lot. It's put it under a lot of stress throughout the winter, and it's just taken it a long time to get going. These fields needed cutting. We could have left them a bit longer. They'd have probably bulked up a little bit more, but we don't want to do that because we end up with a pit full of rubbish silage basically. Our heading date is around the 18th, which is the date today, so nothing has gone to seed. As soon as grass goes to seed, it's just fibre, there's nothing much else in it, so we like to keep away from that sort of stage, keep the grass on a higher protein level, and try and get the most amount of milk we can from the silage that we produce. The last thing we're going to want to be doing is going out and buying concentrates to give the cows throughout the winter. If we have to, we will, but it's nice to not have to, and we haven't had to the last couple of years. Personally, I'm not expecting the best quality silage this year compared to other years. I don't think the grass is going to be quite as good as other years, but time will only tell. So we'll get on with this field, get it done. We've not said anything about the pit work. I'll probably go on the silage pit a bit later on for an hour and give it a last roll before we put the sheet on. So we might just have a look at the silage pit then. And there we are. There is the first cut silage complete. All that's left to do now is, well, what I'm doing right now is one of the most important things to making silage, and that's getting a nice layer of compaction on this. So I'm coming across now with my tractor, which is probably a little bit lighter than the JCB, but I'm just giving it a bit of a roll down. And what's brilliant with this tractor is, you may have noticed, the front tyres on this tractor are quite bald. There's not much tread left on them. But it's not good for grit, but what it's brilliant for is rolling the silage pit at the end, because you don't get them tread marks left in, and you get a real nice smooth finish, which is perfect. It just means that sheeting up, you don't get air pockets, you'll get a better seal on the top of the silage. So I'm just going to go across this a couple of times now this evening. Probably won't sheet up tonight, that will probably be tomorrow's job. To be honest with you, I quite enjoy this at the end of silage, getting on the silage pit and giving it a good roll. It's quite a satisfying job really, nipping across here and just rolling it down. It's nice to just have a break from the trailers and do a bit of rolling. The other thing that this tractor's good for that the JCB isn't quite so good for is getting into the sides. You struggle to get right into the sides of the JCB with it being a four-wheel steer and having the loader at the front backing up. Okay, you can back up, but it's not as easy as it is to draw up to the sides of this tractor. So that's where you just have that advantage as well. But overall, the JCB does a pretty good job. Now what's brilliant with our silaging setup is our silage is never short of compaction. Someone always told Dad, and he's always told me, once you've rolled the silage pit once, roll it again and again and again, because you honestly cannot roll a silage pit too many times. silage in. I know I've enjoyed filming them. I'm not quite sure what we've got and what we've got to play with as in for editing. I know I haven't got any drone footage. We had a couple of windy days and time went by, so I didn't get the drone up, which I'm not too worried about. But anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.